Hey there, Rick. Oops, hold on. I can't hear you. Why is it not working? Why is this not working? Hmm. Hello? I can't hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear
There
you.
you go.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can. I'm sorry. I
The
couldn't
problem was
before.
on my end. I had my mic muted, so I
Oh!
was the one not being helpful.
Okay, no worries. I had to run out, so I'm in my truck. Hey, let me ask you, because the Zoom says that it's 9:15 daily. Was I looking at that wrong? And so
No,
we are.
that's just we named it. I'm just using the same login credentials. I'll change that to 10 a.m. Just so
Okay.
it's not confusing. But
Okay.
yeah, basically that is that was a previous time that we used to hold meetings, but we switched to 10 o'clock.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Thanks.
Morning.
Morning, Capo.
Hey there. Oh, I don't know if you can see me. Oops.
Yep.
There I am. Yeah. I got my coronavirus get up on, so the only thing I'm missing is my mask. I took it off, but yeah. Yep. So, yeah. That's pretty. Be the beacon of hope. That's pretty. Who's that?
That is my theme for today.
Ah,
I
okay.
like it. I like it.
Yeah, me too.
We'll give about one more minute and see if who else and anybody and everybody else that's going to pop on.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm sure some people will join us. You know, I picked a theme for today, be the beacon of hope. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. I asked Colleen if she would share, and I know that most of the people on the call are familiar with what we're doing in terms of mobile notary right now, but because I have the ability to record it, I want Colleen to do a walkthrough of that system for us. So for some of you, it'll be a repeat, but there's possibly other people on the call who haven't been introduced to it yet. So I just want to do it, then I'll have it captured, and then I just want to share a few thoughts on what what we need to do going forward for our clients, for ourselves, and really start out the week strong. So, Colleen, are you ready to go? If I can switch over to you.
I am.
Awesome. So I am making you the host right now. And just so you know, Colleen, in the window where you see my picture screen,
Right.
in there, when you hover over that, there's a little blue box with the 3 dots in it. If you click that, once I make you host, that's how you're going to give it back. You're going to make me host.
Okay, gotcha.
Awesome. So here comes the host. So are you on a laptop, Colleen?
I am on a laptop, yeah.
Perfect. So if you want to click, because you're the host, if you want to click share
Share screen.
and then we'll be able to see what's on your screen.
All right, let's see. Okay, so it's coming up now?
Yep.
Awesome. So I did send them an email and let them know that we were going to be doing sort of like a training to let them know it wouldn't be an active request, just because no one has really seen the second page when I'm trying to do this. So we're going to go ahead and do that full second page today. So you're going to go to superiornotaryservices.com. We already have our everything set up. So you're going to click on the blue box for return. There is a login. I'm already connected, so it didn't let me do that part. The login is going to be my email, Colleen@trueequityaz.com. And the password is trueequity1 ! With a capital T. And I've emailed, I think, mostly everyone these instructions, but I can do that again if you don't have them.
So just to clarify, Colleen, this is Rick. So just to clarify, the username is your email, and then trueequity1 with an exclamation point. So everybody uses the exact same login credentials?
Yes, and if you look right where I'm pointing, where that takes us to the True Equity scheduling team.
Perfect, thank you.
So it'll always take you to the list, this dashboard, and show the one. We just completed one on Saturday, which went really well. It was a Spanish-speaking only client, and they were able to find a notary and assist, and it was great. When you're adding a new order, you're going to come up to the top. Well, first, make sure you're on the True Equity scheduling team, because if you come over here under my company, I'll go ahead and point this out now. Rick, as you know, you have your separate login. Ian has a separate for when he's uploading for Texas and those other states. And then Joe has one for Bowen Law. So they'll go in and upload the documents for those particular cases. For our reps, we'll always be under the True Equity scheduling team. So just make sure you're there, and going to add the order. So we'll do the sample. We'll just use 1, 2, 3 Training Street, and you'll put in your city, state, zip. Now, if they've done a specific request for a date and time, you can put that in there specifically, and that'll let the notary know. So if we pick today's date, if you don't have a time, you can just click on to be determined, and the notary will work with the client to set something up.
Okay, so just to be clear, Colleen, again, just jumping in just to make sure everybody's clear. So if you put TBD, to be determined, then obviously, and I know you haven't got there yet, but you're going to be putting in the contact information for the client. So that way the notary company is going to take over that part of it to do the scheduling and complete that transaction, correct?
Absolutely. So if you do have a request for a specific time, you can put that in there. And when the order gets created, it goes right to the top. That lets the notary know this date and time is what's being asked for. So if they have a notary that's a better fit for that time, they'll make sure that they try to accommodate. Sometimes we have clients say, I'm available, all morning long, which is fine, or all day long. And so that's why you can just leave it to be determined, and then the notary will contact them and they'll figure out, what works best for both of them.
Perfect, thank you.
Under the product name, we usually fall under this first one, the 1 to 10 page. And then this scan backs required automatically says yes. When we did the first ones, it always adds these two emails. So just make sure that it is populated so that the scans do go back to those specific emails.
Okay,
Don't need to worry about that.
Let me just jump in there again for a second, Colleen, for clarification. So if Kaipo puts this in right now, an actual one, he's not going to get an email confirmation. You and Joe are going to get that, correct?
Well, I would add mine in there.
Well, there is a
You would add
place.
yours in there.
There is a place at the bottom to add, but for the box coming back for billing purposes and just to make sure, coming back to the company, she had it come back as automatically populating Joe and I. If there is a spot at the bottom of this, if the rep wants to be notified so that they get a confirmation that it's been completed, there is a place they can do that. I'll show that to you.
Okay, good. Because I think that does complete the circle and the cycle of the transaction.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you have any special instructions, they go here. Like yesterday, I put in Spanish speaking only. They wanted to meet at 7-Eleven. Location is a 7-Eleven, and just anything specific to that signing to let them know. And the signer's information goes here. And you put their first, last name, the mobile number, and the signer's email if they have it. And this is where the rep would add their own email. So if it were Kaipo, he just puts in his email there.
Got it.
So for this first screen, that's all it is. It's the location and appointment time, the order information, the scan box with the email, any specific instructions, the signer's name and information, and then you click on create the order. And I'll have to fill in just some. Okay. What am I missing here? Oh. All right, let's see. So the next screen that it'll take you to now is, it'll let you know that the request has been sent to them. And this is the area where the documents get uploaded. So if it's a true equity packet, the reps are able to go in and just upload their file right here. The next step will be when the notary gets assigned, this right here will get updated, and over to the left, you'll see who your signing agent is. It'll have their contact number if you need to, any last minute changes or requests that go to them, it'll upload right there. Once they find a notary, they're confirmed, that will get uploaded. You'll see that they've downloaded the documents, and then the last phase will be that the signing is completed. They'll upload the docs in this same area. So you'll see where they get uploaded, and you'll see where they come back to the portal in this area right here. And then any messages that the notary has, they all get filled in down here. So if you do have any changes, it's very easy to get in touch with the assigned notary. You'll have all their information listed over to the left, and you can also direct message in this area right here.
Perfect.
So it has been a very easy process. I know for myself, the 4 that I've done in just the last week have been so easy.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? One, thank you for that, Colleen. I think it's a very clean, straightforward presentation, and great job on finding them. I think that's for all of our hassles and struggles with notaries in the past, not because they were difficult, but just the billing and getting them paid, and then of course after the fact the invoice doesn't get to me, they're upset. This cleans up so much. Well, one on that end for me, but at the same time too, I think it's a really clean and efficient system. So congratulations on putting that together.
Thank you.
So does anybody have any questions on this process?
Hey, this is Tasha. So, I was, I don't, I'm sure you probably sent the email. I just, some kind of way, I guess I didn't see it. Is it possible that you can resend the email to me? And again, I know you said it has the specific, like, step-by-step instructions on every step, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, okay.
I'll get that. I'll email that off to you today.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, and so you brought up a point, and it's really not pertaining to the presentation, but you said like you have Spanish speaking only clients. So is there someone, I found a guy in Costa Rica, I know it sounds crazy, but I found a person in Costa Rica that was willing, I found him on Craigslist that speaks Spanish. Do we have a Spanish speaking person in the office?
We don't have one in the office. Joe and I have made a contact, and well, through Joe, I've been working with him. His name is Alex, and he's been kind of sending out messages and texts, and also calling and connecting us. So if you do have a Spanish-speaking person, please shoot that to me by email, and I'll get in touch with you
Okay.
and make the connection with him.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Good.
perfect. That sounds good. Thank you so much, because I have had some Spanish-speaking clients that I was using Google Translate, and then this guy in Costa Rica that I got on Craigslist, but I didn't get any responses to, to my Spanish from my Spanish-speaking clients. So this is good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just so everybody knows too, I don't believe he's on the call right now, but Angel is also fluent in Spanish, and I've had the conversation with him as well, and he's certainly willing to help in this process. So, whether it's his clients, your clients, whatever, he said he's absolutely willing to help with that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Good.
And
Good.
then just one thing in general too, I don't speak any Spanish at all. But I have like the nanny in my house right now. She's full on Spanish speaking, and we communicate great because it's all about, was the baby fed? Was the baby changed? Is the baby going to bed? Like
Yes.
for years,
Yeah.
right? Like so we communicate perfectly because we have a very small scope of conversation, right?
Right. Right.
And so, but in general, we want to always be careful to use, and this is to everybody, is be careful trying to use Google Translate or any of those or Babbel to even try to speak the language a little bit, because us hacking through it doesn't lend confidence to the situation, and it could make them a little bit more concerned, right? Because they're like, holy cow, this person can't speak Spanish at all, like my language, so I probably should bail now. So I think it is best to pull in a translator, whether it's kind of in-house, out-of-house, whatever, to help bridge that gap. And of course, then the translator, if they're not kind of in our community, they don't speak necessarily the language of the work we're doing, which has some challenges there too. So the more education we can give them, like if it's Angel, obviously he knows what we do, but whoever the other person is, you really got to prep them. I know Joe's grandmother is fluent in Spanish, but just doesn't have a clue as to what we do, even though it was explained 20 times. So no offense to her, she's just on in years, and it's one of those things where you kind of have to be careful of where we're pulling help from. But when we got to pull help, we got to pull the help. So just throwing that out as a few thoughts.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's good, and that is true. This guy, he worked at a call center, and he put the text for me in Spanish what I needed, but we just didn't get a response. I understand a little Spanish. My sister-in-law is Spanish. She's from Mexico, so I understand a little bit, but not enough to convey what I need to say, in this reference, So yeah, thank you guys for letting us know that those people speak Spanish. That'll be helpful, really helpful.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, Colleen, did you have anything else you wanted to share, or if you're ready, you can shoot the host back to me.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. I clicked on the 3 to give it back to you, and now it changed to where I only see you up in the corner. I can't see anyone else. So I'm not sure how to do that.
Okay, because I don't believe I'm the host, but at the moment I don't really need to be either. If you end up getting it, great. But no big deal. So here's the thing. I think, you know, pretty much everybody saw my slide at the beginning, and you know, and it said be the beacon of hope. And I think right now is a really important time to see ourselves as the beacon of hope, regardless of kind of in a sense of, you know, where we are in this whole economic and viral catastrophe, if you will. I'm extremely optimistic, just so you know. I don't have any insight as to will it end tomorrow, will it end a month from now, will it end 3 months from now, but I do know as a country we're extremely resilient, but I also know as a company we're extremely resilient, okay? And I think we've done a great job of surrounding ourselves with people who are like-minded, going, okay, yeah, this sucks, right? But at the same time, we're all going to work through it. And you have to look at the one thing that is certain in our own lives is our own track record for coming through tough times. Mine is 100%, right? I'm 100% successful at working through tough times, and I'm pretty sure you are too. Okay, and I think when we work today off of that core belief that, listen, my track record is awesome for working through tough times, and could these times get a little bit tougher in the next 30 days? I think so, but bring it, right? Bring it on. We're going to work through it, and we're going to conquer this thing. The thing I want to share with you today, though, is, and Kaipo was the one who kind of woke me up to this on Friday, and this is going to be real for everybody if it isn't already real for you right now, is our current clients are absolutely in the realm of uncertainty, okay? And they're taking up a lot of our time trying to get to certainty, right? They're using us to get to certainty, okay? And that's why I came up with the earlier slide of be the beacon of hope, right? But sometimes we, you know, in order to save our time a little bit, we don't want to be abrupt and brush them off in the sense of, listen, everything's going to be okay, I gotta go. They need you right now. They need you to bring them back to the realm of certainty and make them feel good about what we're doing. Our office is still open. Nobody has to come into the office and work. I'm choosing to, but you don't have to. You can absolutely work from home. You can come in. I think Kaipo was here. When did I see Kaipo? Was that yesterday on Sunday?
Yep.
Kaipo came in and grabbed monitors, computer, whatever he needed to set up shop at home. No problem. And I think that's important. No big deal, right? We all have the same common goal. But what I want to do is share a little bit of Tony Robbins with you, just briefly for a few minutes, because I think it's really important right now. And if I had the screen back, I would show you, because I wrote out the 6 human needs, but I'm going to run through them for you. And it starts at a very basic level of certainty. There's 6, and certainty is 1. And if you look at it in terms of a hierarchy, it's at the bottom. Okay, there's certainty, and then uncertainty, which is also referred to as variety. Then there's significance. Okay. Then the 4th one is connection and love, right? That's 1, connecting with other people and love. And then 5th is growth, and 6th is contribution, okay? The thing we need to think about, even in the sales process, right? Sometimes people are absolutely certain about where they're at. Hey, I'm already working with somebody. I know what's going on, no big deal. And with some really easy questions out to them, you can take them into uncertainty with who they signed with some really basic questions going, hey, do you by chance have a copy of what you signed? The fact that they don't and they won't almost 99% of the time, will put them right into the edge of uncertainty. Then your next question is, do you even know what you signed for? Do you have a phone number to contact them back if you have questions? I mean, all of a sudden now instantly in 3 questions, you've got them into uncertainty, and then you bring them back to certainty, right? That's the sales process for a lot of what we do. I've talked to Colleen and Kaipo and Kurt many times about this, that it's easy to take them out of certainty into uncertainty and then bring them back into certainty, which is our certainty, right? About what we're going to do and how we're going to take care of them. And so, but I wanted to share that with you from the standpoint of, we really need to hit it hard right now to fill the pipeline. But at the same time, too, our existing client base is taking up some precious time, but we've got to balance that because they called you because they need you, right? They need a beacon of hope, and that's who you have to be. So in that cycle of the call, know that this is going to happen. If it isn't already started, know that it's going to happen and put them into comfort. Let them know that, yes, the court systems have gone to reduce staff, but they're still open. We had orders signed last week. Things are still moving forward. I know Ian couldn't be on the call this morning. He shot me a message. He's on with a telephonic hearing in Pinal. And, you know, so everybody's moving forward. Everybody's working on their behalf. Will it take a little bit longer to get their checks out? It will. So not a great thing there, but it's nothing shutting down and nothing's going away. At least that's what it is right now. Now, if that changes, you know, sometime this week, then we'll have that conversation and go forward, but we'll all get through that. Okay. It's you know, because it's not going to go on forever. There is going to be an end in that. We're going to come out the other end much better and stronger because this does strengthen us. Okay. But at the same time, we've got to get centered with our own certainty on who we are and what we're doing and how we're showing up for other people. Now is the most important time. But keep in mind too, it is uncertainty, right? That next level where we grow. Nobody grows in the realm of certainty and we're all looking for that. I just want to be safe. I just want to be comfortable. I want my Netflix. I want my refrigerator, right? That's certain. Okay, I get it. But when our life gets disrupted, okay, that's when we come to the table and go, who am I and what am I going to do right now today to be the difference? I'm going to just share a quick story on a side note with you because you're going to run into a lot of these people. And don't get me wrong, I'm always up for a great conspiracy theory. I am. But I was having a conversation with somebody close to me yesterday or the day before. I think it was 2 days ago. And, you know, she was explaining to me that everything she knew that was going to come true 5 to 7 years ago is now coming true. And of course, she should know me, right? Because she's very close to me. And I said, of course, I came up with my next logical question. I said, well, what did you do to prepare? If you knew these things were going to happen 5 to 7 years ago, what did you do to prepare? And of course, there was a look of horror on her face. And then she came up with, made myself a better person. And then, of course, if you know me, you know what my next response was, sorry. And I said, but what the fuck does that mean? Right? Like, do you want to, so my point with this is, right now, I'm not saying this to slam anybody, but this is what we're running into. And my whole thing was, do you want to be right or do you want to be ready? Okay, I'm getting ready, right? I'm getting ready. I'm staying ready in business. I'm getting ready to protect my family. All of those things. I don't care about being right. I want to be ready, right? I want to ready our pipeline. I want to ready our business. Because somebody paid us a compliment maybe like 6-8 months ago, and we were having a real battle with one of our competitors, and there was some connections to the guys who buy at auction and some guys I've known for years and years and years, and we don't lay down, right? Like when somebody's competing against us and we take business away and they come back after us and they're like, we're going to sue you for whatever, tortious interference in business practice, and we're like, bring it, because you're doing it illegally. We don't care. And but while all that scuttle was going on, the connectors there, the compliment we got was, through this, Rick Rickard is going to be the last man standing. And don't take it as Rick Rickard, me the person, it's Rick Rickard, the company, right? True equity is going to be the last man standing. We are not giving up. We're not giving in. We're going to come through this. Let everybody else sit on the sidelines. We are stepping up today, stronger than ever, to serve people. We're going to be the beacon of hope to the prospects we haven't talked to yet, and then, of course, our client base. And I think it's a really important message that we all go forward with is, let's be our own certainty, okay? I have a 100% successful track record of getting through tough times, and I'm pretty sure you do too. So let's stay with that, and let's go through, let's rock this thing, and just know that going through, and if you need a pick-me-up today, listen to anything Tony Robbins, anything, okay? I think Tony Robbins is awesome. Go look up a YouTube of him talking about the 6 human needs. It'll really cement it in for you what I'm talking about. But just understand that people are the idea of contribution for most people, like 99% of people right now, completely out the window. Growth, completely out the window. Love and connection, yeah, they're trying to hold on to whatever they got. Significance, probably not on the radar, right? Nobody's out, trying to be significant and kind of do the ego drive, right? But uncertainty and certainty, everybody's, popping in and out of those 2 human needs on a daily basis, looking for certainty because they don't feel it. And I think we can go a long way to make a lot of those things happen. So I'm just gonna kind of close that thought. Before we end the call, I just want to open up. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about kind of where we're at and what we're doing? I'll pause for a second and let anybody chime in. Then with that, let's do this. Let's end the call. Colleen, thank you for sharing that with us. I've got that recorded, so we'll be able to use that as a training tool. And I think it's awesome. It's very clear and right to the point, and going to the second page and everything, so we can see what we need to see there. So again, thank you for that, and thank you all for being on the call. If you need me, I'm just a phone call away, and whatever it is, we're going to conquer it. Have an awesome day.
Thank
Awesome.
you. You too.
Have a good day, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.